Okay, so in this video I'm going to take a look at my Mario Golf 64 editor. I was working on this about just over 2 years ago, and I did quite a lot of stuff in a short amount of time, and then I completely stopped working on it. So this is going to be interesting because I don't remember how to use this program anymore. Help. And this is not even complete, so that's not very useful. So I do remember the first thing you do, you have to prepare the ROM, which basically means it's going to do some things to the files in the game and apply some hacks that will make it easier to edit or to do what I want to do from the program. So this is like required before you can actually use the program properly. Also going to correct resources in case that's actually necessary. I don't know what this is even extracting, so now where is the folder? What did it even extract? Oh, okay. So, like with that stuff that it's just extracted, you could go rings. This, what hole is this? 16. And then it has the little ring there. From the ring shot. Useful, I guess. Oh, clicking them adds more. But if I go on select, can I not move that around, or do I have to do it like... Okay, it's... I should have made it so I can just click and drag them around. I thought I did. I don't remember. There's probably a button that I can hold down that moves it. Yeah. Good program. And also open this, which... Oh, okay. The T is in blue, which is very difficult to see, so that's useful. And then the possible pin locations in red. Don't remember if there are any trees on this. There are lots of them. Then I could like select this and it shows you what it is. Very useful. Okay, so one thing that this is a really useful tool for is you can completely customize the courses compared to with the normal game. With the normal game, all of this stuff is like hard coded, but I added a lot of code that lets you put variable stuff in for this. So like you can set the rain frequency to be whatever you want, between 0 and 100%. You can set the maximum wind speed, which is good. You can change the appearance of the ground. You can select the music that's used for stroke and in tournament mode. You can also set the maximum score that the CPU can get. So usually in the game that's it's like based on the number that the course is, it's not an actual value. But with this you can set whatever you want for any of this stuff. You can also, let's go on this one, you can change the sounds that play in the background, which is cool. Like, preview. Not very useful, but whatever. You can export images from this. I know I've got a load of images in this folder, which is very annoying. But like, these are all the backgrounds, and that didn't export properly. Never mind. That's probably just a bug in the program. You got all the flags and the little icons. Very nice stuff that you can edit. And one of my favorite things that I added in the game was the ability to completely modify how the ground looks, and also to swap the ground. So like, usually the fairway is just the fairway, but then you could swap it, so in the game it would come up as something else. Because that's usually only really used on, which course is it? Shy Guy Desert. Is it Shy Guy Desert? Yeah. Yeah, it's usually used here. Deep rough is swapped with waste area. So you could apply that on any course. What does this do? Oh. So you can like save the settings for one course and then open it and apply it to a different course, which is kind of useful, maybe. And then you can swap all of the, like, the appearance. So instead of it being stripy, you could set it to gradient. Gradient in the other direction, stripes, checkerboard. It could be like a sine wave. You can change the frequency and amplitude of it. Or a horizontal sine wave, or an ellipse as well. So you can just make the ground look as ridiculous as you want. I forget how this works. But you can like change the number of colours that are used as well, so this enable range thing, what it does is adds, it would be easier to explain with this. So normally in the game, the way the rough is done, because it's not one block colour, there's like two colours and it just generates random colours between them, and that's what this enable range does. It's actually a bit more complicated in the normal game, but this gives me close enough results. Because for the way I do it, it's like just an interpolation between the two colours, but in the normal game it's like a range on the red, green and blue values. But that was like, I couldn't be bothered. Too many different things to add on the form, so it would just been a pain. And I think there was like a limited amount of space that I ended up storing all of this in anyway. What else is there? Environment, which is like the fog and everything. I don't even have that apparently. Oh right, because that's separate from whatever I'm trying to say. It's separate from all the whole data, which is what extracting the resources does. So I can export general graphics. So then when I go in this folder, it's exported all the graphics, like all the trees, some of the pre-rendered screens. So like this congratulations, which is from the end of the credits. So you can literally just edit this in Paint and import it again, which is quite nice. Title screen. Logo. Japanese logo. This isn't even the Japanese version of the game, but apparently... I don't know why I bother exporting that when it's not something that's ever actually used. So some of this stuff isn't used in the game. Like these, I think these were in the Japanese version only. Those two Shy Guy things. This is definitely never used. But you can use them if you want to. Because they're trees and they still exist. What else is there that we could do? I'll put like a list of all the names that come up in tournament mode. So I could just edit this and put it back in the game. Which is cool. Change this. And then you can just like import it. The program is really annoying to use now that I think about it. And let's like open this in Paint just so that I can prove it's this simple. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but if you have skills with editing graphics, you could certainly do some interesting stuff with all of this, making your own trees and everything. And like combined with the fact you can edit the way the ground looks, you can make your own really cool looking courses and that. So I'm hoping in this video I can actually make my own level and then I'll put it on the console and play it. It's going to be very annoying to do it, but... Okay. So I had a bit of a brain fart and didn't know what I was doing, so I just edited that bit out. But what I'm gonna do is make like the layout of the course in terms of the ground, which I'll just do that in Photoshop. Right, so I have this palette here, and this is the colours that the program will use, and then it will convert it into the Mario Golf data based on the colour. So let's just make everything out of bounds first. And I'm just gonna draw random stuff, really. So, but first we'll make the tea ground. I'm just gonna dump that there. And let's put the green like over here somewhere. So I have the green and the tea ground, and how should I make this? I can literally make anything I want, but I'm recording, so I don't feel very creative right now. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Okay, so this is like where the fairway will be. And what should I add next? Bunker. Bunker is always good. Everybody loves the bunker. Just add some random bunkers around. Looks okay. What should I add? How should I make this? Should I make it like... I have ideas. Let's put rough. Like... around the edge. They look terrible, I don't really care, I'm just trying to demonstrate what the program can do. Okay, and do it back here as well. That was a much easier way to do this, I think. That one looked so terrible. I need to make sure there's not like little bits of brown stuff in there. Okay. And... I'm trying to think what kind of level this should be. Actually, I'll add some rough, like, around the tee ground as well. Right. Now let's do some weird stuff. Let's put some rocks all over here. And that back as well. And I think I'm gonna add some rocks in the middle. This looks terrible, but oh, I think I might remove the outbounds. That looks bad. Okay, that will do. Yeah, let's remove the out of bounds and put bare ground instead. Right, so this is my level. It's very expertly made. I'm definitely not terrible with graphics. Right, so now the next step. I have like the ground that I want to use for my hole. I can actually open that image just in the program so that it comes up as a reference, and then from there I can actually create my... Actually, I shouldn't do rings because I think I need to do the water first. I don't remember if importing water even works yet. But I guess we're going to find out. Let's create a new file for trees. And what kind of tree do you want to add? What would I put on this course? I like the kind of tropical stuff, but let's just go for generic tree. One of them. I'd like a few over here. I don't want to make sense. No, stuff like this is just kind of randomly place them, and I'm just putting a lot of effort, which I'm not because I just want to make sure it works. The scale on these trees is probably going to be a bit off as well, but it's absolutely fine. Let's put a few more pictures out. Okay, so those will be the placement for all the trees and everything. I won't bother with the ring shots. Ease and pins. Let's make this file. So the tee obviously should be on the tee ground. Probably. And then the pins. Okay, let's put one right in the middle. Put one at the front. Sides, maybe. Save that. We have the tees and the pins, the trees. So this is the complicated part where I'm gonna try and make the geometry. The way that I do this, actually, before I do that, I should convert my, there we go. So it's also necessary to convert that ground image into the actual Mario Golf format. So what this part of the form does, you can select all of the different components for the hole that you need to be able to import it. So all of the components of the holes in Mario Golf, there is 2 geometry files, which is just weird and they're really annoying to work with. There are trees, hole settings. How do I even add those? I don't remember. Anyway, there's pins, water, and the ground. So I can start adding these now. Anyway, let's try and make that geometry. So I'll do my test hole. There's a feature in the program called Create Blank Canvas, which literally just outputs an object file in the structure that the geometry is laid out in the game. So now I need to open this object file and edit it. Okay, so after much battling with SketchUp, I finally got this to import the blank object. I hate SketchUp, I don't know why I use it. So now I need to figure out how on earth to apply my image to it. Okay. Okay, this took far more effort than it should have, but now I should be able to start editing this properly. Do I do this? No, don't do that. How do I just select the part that I actually want to edit? Why can I not do this? Okay, so now I've done something. It may be better to like go and do all the rocks on the outside first. Okay, I think we've finally figured this out. Why is that selected? Don't select it. No. So I've got like all the cliffs which should be raised, and then the light brown area which is the bare ground. I'm hoping I can put water under there, so I'll need to like lower that somehow. This video is going to be terrible to edit. I have no idea what I'm doing half of the time, and then the other half of the time the computer's crashing. Okay, and there we go. I have struggled and struggled, but I think I've made the geometry. And how do I save it? Why is this so hard? Why is this so hard? Really, why? It'll do. Oh, can I like delete? Okay. So finally, I think I've finished with this SketchUp rubbish. And hopefully I can like object to water. Overwrite that. And object to geometry. Let's make it par 5. I don't know what the length is. Let's just put 500. Longest drive. Am I ready for this? Sure, let's go ahead and see if it works. It will take a while. I don't know how long. So it has to compress the like ground image, and I had to reverse the decompression algorithm, and then it was easy to see what the compression algorithm should be. But it's definitely not optimized the way that I wrote it in this program, so it takes longer than it should. So in theory, now I can just play this in the game.
Should have been called Wario Golf. You're gonna love it.
Okay, so I've got that on the Nintendo 64. My weird black eyes Mario thing.
Here I am.
Okay, and here is my level. What have I done? Yeah, I think maybe the model was the wrong way around. Okay, so I just need to rotate the... As if rotating it is going to be easy at all. This might work this time.
Here I am.
Oh, this looks much better. Still no water. I guess I never got the water to work. Little test though.
Oh, too bad. Nice on. Nice birdie.
Nice birdie. I just want to get the name screen up because I forgot to check. Oh, poor Jimmy 1717 in 10th place. Like, it says it's about 470 yards. I wrote down 500, so it's close enough. But I was thinking for like weaker characters, they'd have to go. Not sure that's even true because it looks easy enough to go this way.
Nice on. Nice birdie.
Okay. So this is the Mario Golf 64 whole editor. And hopefully I showed that it's not too difficult to like make your own hole. It was just a complete pain and took me far longer than it should have. There are clearly some things that I need to fix with this program. And I do mean to get back to it at some point because I do want to release it. I don't know when that will be, but someday. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was interesting. But it was not very fun for me to make because I don't know what I'm doing half of the time. But I did it anyway. So thank you.